Hey guys, so I just got back a ton of PSA subs. PSA, in fairness, has really been pushing them out lately. And I was sorting through them, how you do deciding, okay, what am I gonna keep? What am I gonna sell? Where am I gonna send it? And I realized, of the cards I'm selling, I'm planning on selling them on 4 different platforms. And honestly, I thought that was kind of interesting. Like, why do I feel compelled to send a certain card to this particular platform instead of another one? And besides that, I always get asked, where do you sell your cards? Where do you think is the best place to sell sports cards? And I don't think it's a black or white answer. I think it really depends on which card it is. So today I'm gonna show you guys 4 cards: Phil Foden Optic Aqua PSA 9, Zion Optic PSA 10, Tyler Hero Donruss Gold Auto PSA 9, and Leroy Sané Prism PSA 10. And explain to you why I think I'm actually best served selling each one of those different cards through a different platform. So the first one, Phil Foden Optic Aqua PSA 9. This is an in-demand card. Phil Foden is pretty hot right now. A lot of people are looking for his nicer stuff, his numbered stuff, especially the color match. I just think it's a beautiful card. So I know that this card is rare, fairly expensive, and in demand. So I'm actually gonna try to move this one on Facebook or Instagram, and that's for a couple reasons. Once you get kind of over that $1,000 mark, those eBay fees really start to add up. So if it's a card you know that you have a lot of interested buyers in and you don't really have to wait to sell, it's really, really beneficial for you to do everything you can to kind of not sell that on eBay. I value this card around like the $1,600 mark. So if I sold it for that on eBay, I'm only gonna be taking home about $1,350. So it's really in my best interest to sell this off eBay if it's at all possible. And a big part of actually what's enabling this as well is the friends I have in the IG Facebook card community.
Oh, new friend! Oh, friend! Please be my friend!
Haven't exactly gotten the right offer on this one yet, so I'm not in a huge rush to move it, but I still think it's a good example of the type of card that does well on Instagram and Facebook. It's worth your time to kind of haggle and find that right deal because, you know, it's over $1,000. It's a pretty expensive card. And when I post it, I know it's the type of card that people have been actively looking for. It's gonna catch their eye, and it's not one of those cards that's just gonna sit there and I really have to find like a super specific buyer who's interested in it. Next card is the Zion Optic PSA 10. And I'm actually gonna be sending this one to Alt. Now, before I explain why, I do have to acknowledge the kind of controversy surrounding Alt right now. There was a post on Instagram talking about how they were collecting data when maybe they weren't supposed to, or it was against the law or something like that. I don't really know what happened. I personally, just for me, still feel comfortable using them, but I had to at least acknowledge it because I couldn't in good conscience share a platform or somewhat advocate a platform without you guys knowing about it. So just something to be aware of. But okay, here's the reason why I think Alt is actually the best platform to sell this particular card. And mostly it's because I have multiples and it's a super liquid card. This card is bought all the time, and there's a pretty set price that people know, you know, what they should be paying for it. If you look on eBay, check comps, this is pretty solidly a 130, 135, 140. I don't know off the top of my head the exact price, but just like a Luka Prism or other cards like that are super liquid, there's a very set price that people are looking and willing to pay for it. So while, yeah, you're probably gonna have to take a little bit of a discount off if you're not selling on eBay, you should be able to get pretty close to that price no matter what platform you're on. So that's where fees become really important. You wanna ideally sell where the fees are the lowest. And on Alt, it's 1.5%, just done. Even if you're doing PayPal goods and services, that's gonna be 3% right there. So I hate to talk about it in like super financially, this sounds kind of scummy to say it, but it's true. Just get the most margin, maximize that sale. That's what I'm trying to do with these Zion Optic bases. I have no interest in keeping these long term. And also they kind of have like a stock X type feature where they're the highest offer just kind of sits there and you can accept that as soon as you get your card into the vault. So I can look right there and have a pretty good idea of at a minimum what I can get for the card right now. And that's really nice, so you know you're at least not wasting your time if you're sending cards to them. Downside is there's not a ton of eyes on the marketplace right now, but for a card like this, it doesn't really matter. There'll be someone looking for this. But the third card, my Tyler Hero Donruss Auto Gold PSA 9, this is a card that you're gonna want a lot of eyes on. You need to find the right buyer, the person who's willing to pay that premium, who still believes in Tyler Hero, thinks he's gonna turn it around and wants a nice gold auto of him. And that's why I'm gonna try to sell this particular card on eBay. And that's for a couple reasons actually. The first being that it's not a crazy expensive card, so those eBay fees won't kill you. Like for instance, I really think this is about a $300 card. I think someone will pay that for it. If I'm trying to move it quick, or if I put it on Facebook or Instagram or one of these other sites, I can probably get $225 for it, but I really do think I can get $300 for it on eBay if I'm just patient. And take the 13% off, I'm still gonna net out about $261. So if I'm not in huge need of the money right now, which I'm not really, I'd be better served just to wait and wait for the right person who's coming along, who wants to pay a premium because they want this specific Tyler Hero card. But if you don't need the money, my quick tip would be, especially on these cards that aren't super liquid like the Zion that have a set price you can expect them to go for an auction, you're gonna be best served leaving it on buy it now or best offer. That's really gonna maximize your return on them. Alt, My Slabs, Star Stock, they have the same kind of thing, like buy it now, best offer, but if I put this particular card on there, I just know I'm gonna have a hard time moving it. People aren't gonna give me the price I want, and it's just not the same amount of eyes. I hate eBay fees, I hate a lot of the BS you deal with returns and everything, but at the end of the day, they have the most eyes there. So I really just think it's the best option. And last but not least, Leroy Sané, Prism PSA 10. I'm actually gonna be sending this one to StarStock. And that's for a couple reasons. I would say the first is because it's a relatively cheap slab. It's like 30 bucks, so I don't really want to list it and have to ship it. I've done that in the past and I have no issues. I sell plenty of cheap slabs, cheap cards on eBay, but it's nice to avoid the work if you can. Plus, besides that, I actually think there's a good chance I get a higher sale for this card on StarStock than I would even if I put it on eBay. I know there's a ton of international buyers on StarStock, and I know a ton of them like to trade cheaper cards, cheaper slabs, especially soccer ones. So if they see a Leroy Sané Prism PSA 10 come across their screen and the seller's only asking $30, I think a lot of them it's more just a feeling I have. I'm sorry if I can't back that up with hard data. I just feel like they'll go for that. That's just a tiny bit higher than comps on eBay, but when you take into account that StarStock only has a 5% fee, the buyer doesn't have to pay for shipping, it just makes a lot of sense. If I only had just this one Leroy Sané Prism PSA 10, probably wouldn't make sense for me to send it to StarStock, but because I have a lot of soccer slabs that are somewhat cheap and I think people will be interested in, I'm just gonna send them all to StarStock and see how they do. I would have probably considered sending them to Alt as well, but just from looking, you know how you can check out the offers and everything, there doesn't seem to be that many soccer eyes on there, like people actively looking for soccer cards. I don't know why that is, but just something to consider as well. So those are the 4 cards. Phil Foden Optic Aqua to Instagram and Facebook, Zion Optic PSA 10 to Alt, Tyler Hero Donruss Gold Auto to eBay, and Leroy Sané Prism PSA 10 to StarStock. I'm not saying this is definitively 100% the right place to send them. I'm sure you can feel free to disagree with me in the comments, but the big thing I like about this channel is just walking you through my journey, what I'm thinking, and hopefully that helps you with your guys' cards. But all right guys, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and we're gonna keep the videos coming. Thanks again.